The white men don't have to do anything to suppress black people, sweetheart. Black people are doing it all by themselves. Y'all love to try to blame the white man for everything. Let me just tell you, the white man ain't forcing you to go to the liquor store every weekend. The white man not forcing you to go to the club every weekend. The white man not forcing you to drink lean. He not forcing you to pop Percocets. He's not forcing you to have all these illegitimate kids. The white man is not forcing you to do none of it. You are willingly participating in this mess of a life. So don't sit in my face and try to tell me what the white man is doing to you. They did it to them. We the product of what they did to them. Now it's up to us to change the way we think, change the way that we eat, change the way that we do things, change the places that we go to, change the people that we're procreating with. Change. But no, y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all want to hear some shit that's toxic. That's what y'all want to hear. Man.
Trust me, the government's worst nightmare is black and white people united. Let's give them something to be scared of.
What you got there, gal?
Oh, I uses them to clean the windows, sir. You thought I was reading these fancy papers? Oh, no, sir. I know you's got to tell me how to think, sir. I knows better not to read this. And I remember you told me if I don't do what you told me to do, that means I ain't black. And I was just as black as the day is long, sir. Yes, indeed.
You been using them words we taught you.
Oh, yes, sir. I uses them words loud, proud, and strong. Anytime one of them highfalutin Negroes come around here telling me to read some kind of fancy paper for myself, I calls them coon and bootlickers. I sure do, sir. And the rest of them around this plantation, they've been saying another word. They said sellout. I know you ain't teach it to me, sir, but it sounded awful fancy, so I decided to use it for myself.
I got some new words.
Oh,
for
yes, sir. I was learning real good. What is this, sir?
It's dictator, fascist, and Nazi.
Oh, okay. Dictator.
Fascist.
Nazi. Okay,
That's
sir.
right.
Those sound awful fancy, sir. What they mean?
Don't matter what the
You
mean.
right, sir. You right, sir. Pardon. I gets ahead of myself. I know that I shouldn't have asked you nothing. I know that you tell me what's best, sir. Don't matter what they mean. Just matters that you told me to say them, and I got to learn them real good. Yes, sir.
You got them leftovers?
Oh, yes, sir. We got them leftovers. We sure mighty obliged for them, sir. Yeah, Overseer Crockett, Overseer Obama, and Overseer Waters told us you sent them, sir. Because we wouldn't be able to get by without your handouts and your program, so we can't do it on our own. And they make sure they remind us of that, sir. Yes, indeed, they do. We got some more leftovers coming, on the first? Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, thank you, sir, because they even told us, they talking about we got to get some identification, and we knows we can't do that on our own. We's not smart enough. We need you,
That's
sir.
right.
That's right, sir. I appreciate you for dropping by here, letting us know that you're still thinking about us, sir.
All
Feels
right.
awful good. All right, sir. Thank you for dropping by. Okay. Look away, Dixieland.
You know what I don't get? Everybody's crying about affordability. It's not Trump's fault. It's your state and local government fault that charge these insane taxes. So stop blaming Trump and call your city council and your mayor and your state legislature. Those are the people making it not affordable.
So is it me, or is the whole voter ID conversation, Chuck Schumer last week said that voter ID is Jim Crow 2.0. So he's suggesting that it's racist. Now, being as though we live in a society where ID is required for so many different things, why is it only problematic or racist in regards to voting? And why do black people keep allowing them to suggest that you're too dumb and too poor and too incapable and too goddamn stupid to go down to your local DMV and get an ID or a driver's license? So if voter ID is racist, then asking for ID at the bank has to be racist also. Because you need an ID to open a bank account. You need an ID to enroll your children in school and daycare. You need an ID when you get a new job. Employers ask for ID from new hires. You need an ID to sign up for welfare. You need an ID to get on a plane. You need ID to walk inside of a federal building. And it's a million other things that there are ID requirements for. Why is it that voting is the only thing? This is the only argument that they can make, is that voter ID is racist. If ID is racist, then get rid of ID across the board then. So if the goal is to secure our elections, right, one of the most basic, most common sense steps that you can take is to require ID when you go to vote. It's really that simple. And if you are an adult just walking around living life with no ID and have no ability to obtain one, you probably don't need to be voting anyway. I'm just saying, you probably don't need to be voting anyway. You need to get your life together. And if we just being real, if we just being honest, the reason that Democrats don't want ID is because they want illegal aliens to vote in our elections. That's why they opened the border. That's why they don't want them to leave the country. And that's why they don't want anybody having to present ID when they go into the voting booth.
Decades, we've seen that Black Americans have been told the whole story, that you are trapped and the odds are stacked against you, and the system has actually been designed to crush you. Well, history is real, because we've seen that discrimination was real, and even to date, there is some cases of discrimination. We've also seen that police brutality is also hurting families, but to some extent along the way, this history has actually turned into some sort of permanent mindset, according to what we've seen from these sources. And that kind of mindset is expensive, but we can't actually disagree that this mindset has been engineered so that to be able to control this race, because every problem that arises in this community is majorly systemic, because these people have tried their personal responsibility to try to level up the game, but the system has actually crushed them down over and over, because we've seen all these cases from education to the crime crisis, and also this kind of law business ownership, which is tied to the redlining, and low credit scores amongst this community. And now, when someone comes ahead and sees the crack from the system, well, you just can't go ahead and start assuming that they have not tried to be responsible as much as they can, but they are also so awoke to a point that they can see that there is a system which is backing this whole thing. There is an institution which is working against them.
Donald Trump, man, ain't he something else? Yeah, y'all know President Trump, the one y'all be calling racist all the time. Man, did y'all see him the other day taking pictures with black people? You can't get no more racist than that. I mean, he actually touching black people. I can't. I mean, that's real racist. All up in the restaurant giving compliments to black people, getting in between them and stuff and taking pictures, laughing and telling jokes with black people. Bruh, that is some type of racism. I tell you, I can't believe this racist what he doing. And then the racist had the audacity the other day to have black people inviting them over to the White House to have a Black History program. And did you see the grandma that was up there talking to the racists? The black grandma that was actually defending the racists? Can y'all believe it? It's so funny. Then had the audacity to tell people to back up off him and let him do his job. Then guess what the racist did? He had the audacity to lean in and kiss the black grandma on the cheek. Now that's racist. 10 toes down, fully racist. Then Jesse Jackson passed away, God rest his soul. And the racist put out a tweet giving condolences to Jesse Jackson family. And then he stood up, the racist stood up and said that Jesse Jackson was a good man and he really liked him. The racist did that. Child, if that's racism, David Duke owe us an apology. Because Donald Trump is doing the true racism, baby. Loving on black people the way he doing. Let me tell y'all something. A true racist wouldn't even want to touch a black person's hand. A true racist wouldn't pass any type of legislation to help black people. He would keep them in chains. A true racist would say stuff like, you ain't black if you don't vote Democrat. Keeping you on the plantation and such. Catch it. That's my president. The racist. That's my president.
Let's just go for it. Let's have a come to Jesus moment real quick. I got a serious question. How many times motherfuckers gonna tell me that my black card is revoked? Take his black card, revoke his black card. He ain't black. Who printed these cards? Where the headquarters at? I mean, is there a laminate machine that I don't know about somewhere? You can't exile me from something that isn't a club. There's no board meeting. There's no membership dues. Be serious. Y'all say this shit like it holds weight. Like it's a black Supreme Court somewhere stamping denied with foreheads. Out here trying to run a gatekeeping committee on melanin. On top of that, you can't revoke some shit you don't own. I mean, so take the shit, frame it. Hold a ceremony, light some candles for all I give a shit. But you know what you can't take though? You can't take my credit card, my ID card, my debit card, my Target card, my Costco card, my concealed carry card, my insurance card, or any other card that matters in this country. Here's what y'all really mean. He doesn't think like me. There's no annual renewal form where I gotta check a box that says I promise to agree. If handing out imaginary revocations helps you sleep better at night, knock yourself out. Print them in color and add glitter and make it official looking. What y'all really mad at is independence. You want compliance and control. And when you can't control somebody, you try to disqualify them. Trying to revoke some shit that was never yours to issue. You sound stupid. Revoke these nuts. Full send, let's go.
For instance, the Democratic Party has actually had this overwhelming loyalty from black voters for generations. And these people just vote without questioning. And that's a fact. But when this kind of loyalty has produced nothing in major cities, well, then people have now come ahead and started questioning all these things. So you can't say that they are not responsible, because what they have interested in their loyalty, they are holding them accountable. They're being so responsible by actually questioning why are we having this kind of underperforming schools, why we having generational poverty when this party have given them our loyalty. And now these crime rates which actually push families out of their own neighborhoods instead of providing security, because one thing we know that citizens vote for a sense of security, and now they come ahead and question that whole thing, and to say that they're not responsible, that's so absurd. So this, if that kind of leadership controls the same area for decades now, well, then the outcome does not improve. That's why this kind of loyalty now is at least at question, because people are asking questions which matter now. And now what we're seeing is that when these people come ahead and start criticizing the whole system and point out where there are loopholes, where there is this kind of cracks which tends to now to be visible currently, the whole thing now becomes to be treated like betrayal, because they've never expected you to react in a different way, because from the ancestors and also those who came before you, they were just loyal without question. But now we're seeing that people are actually getting out of that comfort zone and they are questioning the system. And now when you become vocal and questioning all those beliefs which your people followed blindly, you are labeled as a betrayer to the whole community. And we are seeing that the voter ID laws also get framed as modern suppression. But most Americans, including many minorities, actually carry the ID everywhere they go. And they need it in most of their day-to-day activities, from banking, traveling, housing, and also when applying for jobs. And that idea that Black Americans are unequally incapable of obtaining an education, then that can sound like protection and more of quiet condensation. They are quiet condensation, because how is it that you can say that these people, how intelligent they are, that they are incapable of accessing all these online material? Like, that's actually downgrading these people through a major length, because that's so deep. These people have been operating these systems. They know how to navigate. They even know the locations where they can get this whole ID thing. So saying that they're incapable, it is diminishing their IQ, and that's not good. And we've seen that for years, we've seen that these people have branded hostility to Black community. And we all know that some are exaggerated, and they want to paint a specific image which will tarnish the reputation of the Black Americans. And yet, these people have been signed this criminal justice form by Donald Trump for the First Step Act. And we all know that he has also funded the historically Black colleges at those record levels. And he also met this publicity of Black pastors and entrepreneurs. And he also, you can disagree with me if that's not true, but you can also reject his style. But the kind of engagement which has happened, then that actually complicates this simple narrative. And the deeper the issue, isn't about one man or one party, but it is about the whole identity. Because is the Black American identity going to stay rooted primarily in grievance, or is it going to actually shift toward ownership, entrepreneurship, and also family stability, faith, economic, and also mobility? Well, you know that these people aspire to do all these things. You can't say that they have not tried. They have tried, but what about the institutions? Are the institutions actually coming to their aid, to their support, or they are diminishing and are discriminating them? And are they getting same kind of rates when they go to take loans when it comes to entrepreneurship and economic building of wealth? No, those are the questions we should ask, because we've known that these people can get a low credit score. But even if it is a personal responsibility to grow your credit score, well, then the institutions should actually have equal rates when it comes to access, not just by favoring one race and ignoring the other, because this political loyalty without measurable improvement is not a strategy, but a habit that these people have known to use against Black Americans. And also, when it comes to matters concerning faith matters a lot, family also matters, and also skill building matters, because wealth building will require on the kind of skills that these people have. And also, these will narrow down to independent thinking, where we are seeing the majority of Black Americans are questioning a lot of things which actually were followed without questioning. And this kind of independent thinking means that you don't just outsource your future to a party, to a slogan, or kind of a historic grievance. You know, you just elevate this kind of results. You demand outcomes. You go ahead and hold everybody accountable, and the promises which they've made, you hold them accountable, including the people who claim to have actually represented you. So unity does not mean that you're supposed to pretend that racism never existed. Racism has existed. Even to now, we have been cases of racism, and it means that that you refusing to let that kind of thing to stop defining the very present decision that you make. And a strong nationality identity will actually be built on diversity rather. So we are seeing that the strong national identity is not built on racial division, but rather in the diversity. And it is also built on shared values, work, responsibility, freedom, and also opportunity, which is shared equally amongst all races. And no politician is actually coming to save any community. That's how we've known so far, and we've known how that country works. But communities that actually go ahead and prioritize their discipline and also their faith, their ownership, and also their critical thinking will tend to rise regardless of whether the office is working towards them or against them. Well, let us know what you think about this discussion that we've had down in the comments below. And if you've not subscribed into our channel, you can go ahead and subscribe, because that will help us in the growth of this channel.